When you think of broken promises, what do you think about? Do you think about the times that people have broken promises to you or the times that you've broken promises to someone else? We're going to talk a little bit about both. In this video, we're going to cover all the times that promises have been made to you and that they were broken. So come with me, y'all. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into this, and I'm telling y'all, it gets real. Started, I'm just going to do a little bit of an introduction. This is being posted as a first video, although this is not my first video. I've actually had this page for a while, and I would say that I started this page probably about 6 years ago, and I had every intention to just kind of post on it and really get started with YouTube and dive into it head first. And just like a lot of us, life happens, certain things happens that kind of get in our way and we're not really feeling motivated. Then we start to feel stuck and it never happens. In that time frame, I did post videos, but I posted videos on different things that, and it was a lot of a trial and error, period, where I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about, what my niche was going to be, just different things. So the videos got posted and then I left them up on my page for a little while, but then eventually I deleted them. As of even recent, I deleted some because I just wanted to start fresh. I wanted to start fresh with, a new niche that I knew that I was going to follow through with and be confident about and deliver on, most importantly. So this channel is not a new channel, but it is a new channel. And this video is a new video, first video, but it's not a first video. if any of this makes sense, I hope y'all are following. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to introduce myself and just kind of give you guys a little bit of insight into who I am. My name is Jamie, and I am from Cincinnati, Ohio. I currently live in the Tampa Bay area. I have been living down here for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years this June. I moved down in 2020. So, you know, a little bit about me, aside from that, is I am a mom of four teenagers. I'm sorry. I have a job that I'm not completely happy in. Not even a little bit. So that's part of the reason why I am starting this YouTube journey, because I'm looking at it now as a business instead of a hobby. So that goes on to my next topic of conversation as to why I want to start a YouTube. There's multiple reasons why one would want to start a YouTube, but I'll go into some reasons as to why I want to start a YouTube. I want to start a YouTube, specifically this YouTube, as a way to share my experiences with other women who are going through or have gone through or will be going through some of the things that I already went through. I would like to think of myself as a very emotionally intact person for the most part. It's very rare that I lose my shit emotionally. Although I do. And I've gone through so many things when it comes to life, relationships, children, family. I mean, I feel like you name it, I've been through it. Not everything, knock on wood, but I have been through a lot of things. And I think that I'm in a space right now where I feel like I have a lot of wisdom, I have a lot of knowledge on these topics, and I want to start talking about some of these things and dive deep into them because I feel like I can offer some expertise, some advice, just to kind of save people the long way around, if you know what I mean. So that's the goal of this YouTube channel. Other reasons I want to push forward with my YouTube channel is because, like I said, I see this now as a business and not as a hobby. So for me, I want to get to the point where I don't have to work for anybody anymore. I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I don't want to go into anyone's meal. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to build someone else's business. I now want to build my own business. I had my own business a few years ago, and one of the things I loved about it is the freedom of being able to come and go as I please, and I think that that's what's important for me right now is my children, and I want to be able to work while I'm on vacation, work while I'm on the go, log into the computer or the websites or YouTube, whenever I want to, and start, creating and doing things that make me money. I also want to get into making money online digitally this year. I just want a piece of that pie. Like, people are able to do this and they have been able to do this for years now, and I just want a part of it. And I no longer want to be in that mindset of I can't, for whatever reason. So I'm no longer allowing myself to think that way. So yeah, so I would say that that's pretty much the reason why I want to start a YouTube channel. And I really am going to be putting out a lot of content for you all because I have so many ideas, so many topics to cover. And I just want to share my information. I don't know what category this type of channel will fall into. I don't really see it as a podcast. Um, I don't really see it as informational necessarily. I just know that I have a lot of information to share with y'all. I just want to be a big sister to someone, or a mom to someone, or, like I said, just be able to share my experiences with you all. This is things that we already do in our friends group. And we're going to dive into some really deep topics, uncomfortable topics. Some of them will be uncomfortable to hear, some of them will be uncomfortable for me to speak about, but it's just super important for me to talk about these things because we go through them. We go through them. It's real. It is our real lives. And as much as all of us want to be in the soft girl era, we haven't been in the soft girl era for a long time, and or some of us ever. I know for me, it's never been a thing. And I'm pushing towards that. I deserve that. I want that. I've had moments where I experienced it, brief moments. It's not been something that's been indefinite so far. And that is something that I'm looking for in my life right now, because it's been hard for a long time and I'm ready for it to not be hard anymore. And we all deserve that. So, yeah, I really want to get into talking about these promises though. Because, I came across a video on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and it was made by a guy named Kristen Crosby. Some of you may know him. I think he's an artist, like he puts music out like a rapper. But I had only started following him recently because I watched Love is Blind. He's the boyfriend of one of the contestants on that show. He had put out a video. It was like a reel, and he talked about promises that we keep to ourselves and how breaking those promises can affect us in a negative way. And I wish that I could show you the reel, but like, I thought that that was so deep, y'all, because when I tell you, like, oh, girl has made so many promises to herself, like so many. And it really started to make me think back on how many promises I've broken, I've made and broken. So let me kind of give you the definition of making a promise to yourself. If there's been times that you say things to yourself like, next month I'm going to take time out for myself and take myself on a staycation for about 3 days, and you don't follow through with that. I'm going to get back into crafting. It's something that I really love to do. It's very peaceful. It gives me peace of mind, and I just really love that for myself, that I have that as a hobby, and I just really enjoy it. I think I'm going to take it back up. I'm going to start working on some things, some pieces this weekend, and you never get around to that. 2024, and I'm going to start going to the gym every day, and I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to start really getting into my health girl era, and you work on it for about 30 days, and then by the end of January you fall off. Broken promise. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to start researching it and doing a lot of work, and I'm going to put the effort into it, and I'm going to make sure that this is another way for my family to eat. And I'm super passionate about this business, and I'm really excited about it. And yeah, I'm going to have it to where it's really taking off by summertime. And then you don't put the work in, and then you eventually fall off. Broken promise. Those are just some examples that I would say of broken promises. And I know that for myself, like I said, I've broken so many promises. Basically, the video just kind of talks about what happens when you break those promises. So when you break a promise, what it does is it causes things like self-doubt, lack of confidence, You no longer are able to believe in yourself. You start to experience disappointment in yourself. And then that can also go into you not liking yourself and not loving yourself. And that's kind of how he explains the cycle continues. When I heard these things, I just thought to myself, like, wow, like I've experienced all of those things. I've experienced really heavy on the lack of confidence. Like I would say I'm a confident individual. Like I'm very confident in a lot of ways. But when it comes to my dedication, I don't feel confident. When it comes to my career, I don't feel confident. When it comes to my ability to make money and multiply that money, not confident. And so all of those things, when I start to make promises to myself, I'm going to do better with this. I'm going to start saving more. I'm going to start budgeting more. I'm going to start, doing all these things that will help benefit my situation and make my situation better. And then I don't follow through. Then that's when the self-doubt starts to come in. And then every time I make another promise to myself, it's like I tell myself, you're going to do this and this is happening. But then in the back of my head, I'm kind of like, but are you though? Are you really going to do it? Are you really going to follow through this time? I don't know, Jay. You see what I'm saying? And I think that that's just a really uncomfortable, unfair position to be in, because life actually happens. Things actually happen to where it just keeps us from having to or being able to follow through with so many things. But it all boils down to how much you want it and how much you want change. And I think a lot of times, very significant life situations, a lot of times have to happen for us to get to that point of making sure that we follow through with some of these promises. And for me, myself, when I think about promises, I'm thinking of big promises that I made for myself. It may be other small promises like, I don't know, I'm not going to have caffeine this week. That's a promise that people make to themselves. It's a promise that I make to myself all the time, and then I don't follow through. So those are, I would say, small promises, but even small promises can lead to big promises. And I think that, you know, a lot of times, like I said, it takes some sort of dramatic life situation that happens for us to be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm over this. I have to really make sure that I do what I know I'm supposed to do. Then we start to quote to ourselves, this is the last year I know better and I do better. I'm heavy on the change for this year. you know, this is the last year I'm going to be broke. This is the last year I'm going to allow this or allow that. Or this is the last year that I'm going to do this or do that. We have to really start thinking about what it is that we're actually saying to ourselves. And like I said, saying is really, really important because whatever we put out there, we're putting it out there into the universe. So we have to really, really be careful what we're saying and making sure that we put action behind what we're actually trying to do. You know what I mean? So if you think about all the promises that you made to yourself, think about all the promises that you made to yourself in the last, I'm just going to say 5 years. Think about how many of those promises you actually followed through with and how many of them you didn't. And think about when you didn't, how that made you feel. Even if you didn't feel like you felt anything in the moment, it definitely had an effect on you. How did it actually make you feel? And I'll just be the first one to admit, like I said, it just made me feel inadequate, like not feeling up to par, not feeling good enough, not feeling smart enough, not feeling educated enough, not feeling disciplined enough, not feeling capable. And I will be the first one to say, I love myself. I love myself. But when you're thinking all those things about yourself, do you really love yourself? Like you're definitely not being kind and gentle on that individual right there. So you have to treat her delicately. You ever hear us say things when we talk about a man and we say, I'm a delicate flower, like I need to be treated as such. Tell yourself to treat her the same way. Like you have to treat her like a delicate flower. You have to treat her like this fragile thing. Because if you don't, then how can you expect anybody else to? So it's how we speak to ourselves. The things we say to ourselves and the things that we promise ourselves. Like if I had knew this and recognized this last year, I would have already started to implement so many changes and meant business about it. I know better now. When I started to think about all of this as I was kind of laying out what I was going to talk about in this video, and I started to think about all the things that just in the last 365 days, all of the things that I decided that I was going to do for myself. And to be honest, y'all, I didn't follow through. I didn't follow through with anything. I started it, I researched it, I even put some action behind a lot of these things, but I never followed through. And you ever hear people say, like, in 6 months, 6 months is going to come no matter what. But in 6 months, you'll either have put the work in and see what the results are of that work that you put in for 6 months, or 6 months is going to come around and it's still going to be, things are still going to be the same. And that's one of the things that I kind of fight myself with constantly all the time is like, oh my gosh, if I had started this thing and finished and followed through with this thing, oh my gosh, if I would have been doing this all this year or all these months, I wonder what it would be now. How much growth would I have had? Would I be making money from it by now? Would I, and it's just all these question marks. So I just think, it's so important for us to kind of get ourselves to the point to where we no longer have those question marks. We have answers and we have literal proof of what things are going to be like in 6 months. Like I was telling myself this morning, I may not be able to change the circumstances of things that I'm dealing with right now. I definitely have to seek God for those things. But I can make sure that I put into action to prevent, unnecessary circumstances in 6 months. 6 months from now, I have more control over that than what I have control over now. And things, the way things are now would be better had I started 6 months ago. See what I'm saying? I come up with so many excuses. Like I'm the excuse queen. I'm telling you. But we're not doing that no more. And it's not to say that we can't have a bad day. But like excuses for what? I'm gonna let y'all go soon, but I'm gonna just end with this. I don't know if any of y'all watched that Harriet Tubman movie on Netflix. I watched it about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I don't know. And why was that movie so inspiring to me? Like I watched it and I'm like, this lady is out here risking her life, going back and forth down the Underground Railroad, picking up more people, coming back, risking her life every time she do it. She was so fearless. Like y'all, she was so fearless. And I'm just in here like, what am I doing? Like we're in 2024. Yes, there's still so many obstacles in 2024, but like this lady is a legend. She was a legend. Like I always knew the story of Harriet Tubman. I mean, of course. But like I really, really did not completely understand how much of a legend she was until I watched that movie. Like if you haven't watched it, watch it. I'm telling you, it's inspirational. At least I took it that way. But yeah, it just really made me think to myself, like, girl, like you ain't doing enough. You think you're doing something, but you're not doing anything. And I just, like I said, it just really put me into a perspective of like, I need to do better. I need to be a provider for my family. I need to do more. And the talking is over. I'm done talking about what I need to do. My videos are not going to be super inspirational. And I don't know if this one came across that way or not. But I just thought that was such a good topic of like broken promises we make to ourselves, like it hit me. Like it really, really did something to the way I think. So I just really wanted to share that with you guys. And I hope you guys took something out of it. Like I said, I'll be sharing more videos on my page. My next few videos is going to dig a little bit deeper into my personal life, which I'm getting anxiety just thinking about sharing all of that. But I'm going to share it because I think it's important for me to let you all know my background, my history, some of the things that I've dealt with as a woman, so that you not think I'm just like one of these people in here just spitting a bunch of knowledge and I have not experienced any of what I'm talking about. So that part is important for me. So I do want to share that information with you guys, and so just stay tuned and come with me as I kind of relive the past. I want you guys to comment, like, please just share some of the things that if you don't mind sharing, some of the promises that you made to yourself this year, how that went for you. And if you are the type of person who follows through with your promises all the time, please comment. You can share some things with us. We can learn from you. And if not, please, comment as well. Because like I said, it's just a community. This needs to be a community where we can share our shortcomings and our successes. So, anyways, like and comment and subscribe. Like I said, this is a new endeavor for me, and I'm really excited about my new YouTube journey. And I want you to follow me, guys, through it to see, watch me grow, because I'm putting in the work, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like I'm about to really be putting the work in, and I want to see what the results of it is in 6 months. And I want you guys to see, and I want you guys to feel like it's something that you could possibly do too, whether it be YouTube or whether it be a different endeavor. But anyways, I'm going to go. So peace out, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all soon.